Hello and welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the project where I'm exploring my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. Bottle 27 is a mint liqueur from Convier in Colombia. Based on information from a mini collectors Facebook group, it's from somewhere between the 1970s and 1990s when the company released mini bottles featuring all their different flavors. Today, those flavors include passion fruit, orange, green apple, and strawberry, among others, and Menta, still in the same shockingly vivid and artificial green color as mine. When I first started researching this bottle, I didn't think I'd find much. For one thing, all the words on the bottle are in Spanish. And at least today, Convier isn't available outside Colombia, so there's almost no English language information about it available online. But thankfully, I have Google Translate. While Convier is the brand name, this tiny bottle was produced and sold by Coloma Limited, a Colombian company which owns a whole bunch of different brands. As best as I can tell, it started with coffee, which the Constain family began producing in the 1960s at their 150-year-old family-owned estate called Hacienda Coloma, which is located outside Bogota. From that came a coffee liqueur, followed by the Convier fruit liqueurs, and most recently, rum. If it wasn't for that newly released rum, this bottle might have been a tough nut to crack. But the story of the rum gave me the name of the family patriarch, Alberto Constain Medina, and that led me down some surprisingly odd rabbit holes. As best I can tell, he led quite a complicated life. He purchased Hacienda Coloma from a cousin in 1959 and began growing premium coffee there, and started producing a coffee liqueur a few years later. But what he really wanted to do was make rum, but that wasn't possible in Colombia thanks to a government monopoly on distillation. So he set up a distillery in Ecuador, and then that was thwarted by a financial crisis there. Somewhere along the way, the line of Convier fruit liqueurs got into the mix. And then in 1999, he had a short-lived and scandal-laden tenure as the Colombian ambassador to Ecuador. Liquor tariffs and regulations between the two countries were among the hot topics of the time, and he was accused of having a conflict of interest due to a liquor-related business in Ecuador run by his kids. After only 3 months on the job, he resigned. And that was not the only scandal. The first hint I got that this bottle was going to be way more intriguing than most was when a search on his name led to a personal blog written by his unrecognized daughter, Pascale Constain Karp. And she only got justice in her paternity suit after his death in 2005. Here is a quote from the front page of her website. "That day, they took him out of the coffin, lowered his pants, and took a DNA sample from his buttocks. After more than 20 years of filiation process, I won and changed my last name without any glory." The site is a soap opera-worthy takedown of the man she only wanted to admit was her father. And lest you not realize quite how angry she still is, the web browser tab icon is a raised middle finger. So that's the surprisingly interesting tale I've got to go with this tiny bottle. I'm thinking when I open it for tasting, I should use it to mix up a stinger in honor of Pascale because, she is not pulling any punches. Check out the episode description below for a link to Pascale's website if you want to experience the soap opera for yourself. And while you're there, be sure to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. You can also check out mytinybottles.com for more or follow @mytinybottles on Facebook and Instagram. Cheers!